Hey everyone, welcome to the episode 2 of my new series where I'm building the project management system for my own agency, or the new version of it, and I'm going to take you step by step behind how I think and how I do all of this. So let's get started. On the second episode, I don't have much time because it was a huge, big day, but yesterday on the previous episodes, I showed you here how I'm thinking about this. I have the CRM where I take care of all the prospect management stuff, but then I have the ops management in Airtable and the project management in Notion, and these two have to be connected to each other. So I'm gonna do basically these in both of them. But let's think about Notion because it's where I'm gonna actually be doing the whole build, and then at the end we're gonna do the Airtable because I want everyone to work inside Notion for this specific part. So we have basically two tables. The first one is the project table and the second one is the tasks table, just like I put here. And the tasks is where you have all the notes, tables, links, photos, etc. It's where you actually work on the task itself. But first we need a project, and the project has to have the name, which client this project is to, the owner of the project, so who is overseeing this, status, start date, due date, and the priority. And then I want to add, I'm going to have some other columns of the table that are going to be like calculations. So I want the end date to be calculated when the status is completed. And then I want to know the difference in days from the due date and the end date. So I want to know if it was delayed and by how many days, and if it was actually done previously or some days before the due date, and how many days that was. So with maybe plus and minus to know. So that will be good for us to do some analytics on this and improve everything. Then inside of it, so inside each project, we can have, a bunch of tasks. So let's say the project is, I don't know, implementing a customer support AI agent. And then we need to map the whole flow. We need to get the questions that need to be answered. We need to build the first MVP. There's a bunch of things that need to happen there. So we have to have a table just for tasks. And then we need to link them to the project. And then we'll have an assignee, so who's taking care of that task. And again, status, due date, and priority. I will not put a start date here because it wouldn't be planned. It would just be picked up. So I want the start date to be when the status is in progress. I want that to be the start date. And then I want the end date when the status is completed, similar to this one. And then difference in days, exactly the same. So the due dates compared to the end dates, I want the difference in days for that one. This is how I'm thinking. I think this makes sense. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to think more through this. Maybe I'll sleep on it and I'll think about something else that I want to add, but this makes a lot of sense to me. Now, what I will do is, and probably on the next video I'm going to start building this, is I want this separated into Notion, and then I want this separated also inside Airtable. So let's say this is Airtable, and sorry for my Picasso skills, and this is Notion. And now what I want to do is I want both of these to be connected. So these will have to be connected to each other. Yeah, forget my skills at drawing. And how this will be connected is, all right, so I want it to be when I move either a task or a project, they both get moved. So let's do it this way. All right, let's say we are inside Airtable and we have to do, so we are in the project stuff. We have to do, we have in progress, and then we have completed. We're going to have also blocked, and probably, that's probably all the status we need. I will think if I want more, but these are the basic ones that I want to have. And the same will happen on Notion, right? So we're going to have this kind of like this. Let's do this. Perfect. So let me take this out here. Okay. So what I want is, if I have a task created here, so let's say suddenly a task gets created on Notion, and let's say this task, not task, sorry, project. Let's say a project that's created in Notion. I want this project to be, if I move here, no, first I want, if the project is created, I want the project to also be created here automatically. So if this is created, boom, something automatically appears here. And same thing on this side. If I create something here, I want it to populate here immediately. And same thing with moving. So if I'm inside Notion and I move this to in progress, I want this to move automatically. And if I'm inside Airtable and I move this to blocked, I want this to be automatically also. So that is the base automation I'm going to build. I will build the thing in Notion. And again, I'm thinking this out loud and you're going through the whole process. And then I'm going to build this tomorrow, starting tomorrow. I think this is already pretty sketched out. And then these will be inside Airtable, and it will be exactly the same fields, except in Notion, I will not have tied to clients because my clients are inside Airtable. So I will check how I will do this. It will probably be just the record ID from the table of clients, and then the automations will have to pick up this record ID and then add it, whatever we want. It's going to be like that. Okay, this makes sense to me. I will not, well, I will have to then assign, for example, the due dates and start dates and status will always have to be the same inside Notion and Airtable. So also those will have to be done. So for example, if I put a start date as whatever date, inside Notion, it will have to be done also inside Airtable and vice versa. But I think that's always going to be the same automation with everything. When there's an update in one, it updates on the other. Yeah, and I think that's it. I would say this is done. This is the flow I'm going to build. I'm going to start building in Notion these things, and then I will do the tables in Airtable, and then finally I will do the automations for everything to be working. So I think the big part will be the automations, and the small medium part will be creating just the tables. Yeah, well, today was a short video because I don't have much time, and I think this is good. Tomorrow I can start working on the actual tables. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It had to be a short one, but it's valuable. You are seeing my thought process around how to build these things, and it's going to be exactly like this. So thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow we start creating the tables inside Notion and all the little fields we need to have. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you tomorrow.